Hey folks, I'm Tim and welcome to Tim's Take. This video is in response to Bill O'Reilly's recent broadcast on Fox, where he went to outline and define what is causing all the black on black crime. Bill went on to further suggest, sternly suggest that the disintegration of the black family is really what's at the root of all the black on black crime that we see. And I want to submit to Bill O'Reilly that the reason why we have a disintegrating black family is because there are a lack of black men. Now, I think that's a discussion that's paramount to us understanding not only the cause, but the solution. And I hope you can follow me on this, because I'm going to take you on a little ride on this. Most intelligent people realize that economics plays a major part in crime in the inner city. If you are poor and black in America, statistically, the deck is stacked against you. This is a fact. This has always been. Poor people have the worst schools, the worst health care, and the least chance at a productive life in America. This is not some new discovery. It's not like Bill O'Reilly just discovered Bigfoot. He didn't. O'Reilly says, stop blaming slavery. Last I heard, last I checked, most black people don't blame slavery. But what we can blame is bad government programs, bad government policies that were intentionally put in place to disenfranchise black folks. These policies were stretched out over 200 years of bad policies. Any blacks who accept the conservative line talking points that Bill O'Reilly used in his video is to be fact. And not to just weigh that into the discussion, but also look at the broader view of really what caused these issues. What Bill O'Reilly in tantamount is doing, he's looking at a problem and pointing at the problem and saying, this is the problem, fix it. It's all your fault, fix your problem. And what I'm submitting to you today is that it's not that simple, and the problem is not that cut and dry. Most intelligent people realize that the biggest cause of crime is economics. People who don't have money want money. And some people will do anything to get money. And for a lot of people, survival trumps morality. This is a fact of human existence. Being poor, poverty, it leads to crime, it leads to jail, it leads to the disintegration of the black family. For every Dwayne Wade, Stephen Jackson, or Derrick Rose who escaped poverty in a crime-ridden inner-city neighborhood, there are hundreds and thousands of others who weren't as fortunate, who did not have luck go their way. And for you to suggest that those people did not want to escape, had no intentions of escaping, or did not try to escape, is not only disingenuous, or wrong, I think it's a little bigoted. The very idea that what we have in America is public housing and no reasonable opportunities for employment, high employment rates concentrated in these areas, and then you add in guns, you add in drugs, what do you get? You get crime. Crime that happens. A lot of people put a lot of people in a small place and don't give them opportunities, you get crime. There is a big difference between living in Nebraska and being a meth head and living in New York City and being addicted to cocaine. Because when you walk out the house in Nebraska, you're not surrounded by people who might have money. Why does it seem like I'm just saying something that's very simple? It's because it is simple. It's not rocket science. It's fucking simple. If you lock up black men for petty crimes and remove them from the environment, you create the perfect design for there to be a perpetual amount of single black moms. They have no one to be with. Go to any major city and you will ask the women, where the men at? Where the men at? Where the men at? Where the men at? It's because those men are in jail, they're incarcerated, disproportionately, mind you, with stricter sentences than white guys, mind you, for the same crimes. These problems affect not the middle class, not the upper class, but the lower class. This is really a class issue, and I do not blame white folks or Latino folks for this situation, because I do not believe that the average white folk had anything to do with this situation. But I blame the system that created this situation. And there is a difference. No, I'm not a bleeding heart liberal, but I'm also not stupid enough or a self-hating black who believes that all our problems are created by ourselves and there is no one else to blame for the situations that we find ourselves in. I just don't believe that. Maybe I think too highly of myself. Maybe I think too highly of the human condition. Maybe. But I think if you give a person an opportunity, all things being equal, that person will take advantage of that opportunity. But there has to be an opportunity there. Or those people, if left to their own devices, will take advantage of others. This is the world. Our problems are every bit systematic as they are personal. And you know what, Bill? I'm also not stupid enough to believe that this situation was created on accident. Basically, what Americans have done and what conservatives are doing is they roll a snowball down a hill, walk away, look over their shoulder, feign concern, and then wonder what happened when there's an avalanche. Did you know that there are 2.3 million people in jail right now in America today, which is triple what it was just in 1987? Where did those people come from? What community did a high percentage of those people in jail, incarcerated, come from? Do you know that 25% of those people that are incarcerated are black and are incarcerated for petty drug crimes? 25%. We make 12% of, so you take 25% in the 2.3 million, I'm coming up to, I don't know, close to 750,000. Taxpayers spend $70 billion a year incarcerating people in America. I'm saying the war on drugs is not a war on drugs. It was never a war on drugs. I'm saying the war on drugs is a war on black people. And you're winning. The fact that Bill O'Reilly would attack rap music and make this a problem or an issue is just like a kid going after the lowest hanging fruit. Fuck, it's not even the low hanging fruit. It's fruit that's laying on the ground to pick it up and chew at it. The problem is not Kanye. The problem is not Jay-Z. The problem is poverty. The problems that we face in the inner cities with crime have more to do with social class, poverty, and economics than it has to do with race or gender or just somebody who doesn't want a good life, who just wants to mess up their life and doesn't want a good life. These are systematic problems that I submit were not created on their own or by accident. And to the conservatives, all of you, Mr. Allen West, Mr. David Webb, Mr. Neen Borleen, and Mr. Reverend Peterson, forget your talking points about how black people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. This is not just a personal responsibility issue. This is also a government issue. We need to couple government policies and laws, change some of these laws, and combine that with personal responsibility to get to an effective solution to the problems that we're facing. But to dismissively say that it's just the individual's fault, that that individual was put into a situation, born into a system, a situational system that stacks the deck against them, I'm telling you, I don't think that's right, and I don't think that's something we should stand for. And all you blacks out there, you self-hating blacks who believe that somehow in your mind that poor people want to be poor, I'd like you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, is that really what I believe, or is that really what I think about myself? You have been brainwashed to believe that. You have been brainwashed to believe that every black person who has a problem, every black person who is struggling, every black person who can't seem to make it, it's by choice, not by design. And I think that's bullshit, and I think you are fucked up. I'm Tim, and that is my take.